Good day, my friends. My name is Dr. Emilio Justo, and today I want to take you on a journey. A journey that began in a small Caribbean island called Cuba, and somehow led me here, sitting before you, living proof that the American dream is alive, attainable, and worth every ounce of effort. I am a Cuban refugee, an ophthalmologist and cosmetic surgeon, a two-time international TEDx speaker, a father and husband, and the author of the Power of Pause, Mastering Delayed Gratification for Success. But titles aren't what define me. What defines me are three invisible forces that shaped every chapter of my life. I call them the Cuba triad for triumphant success: self-discipline, resilience, and delayed gratification. And I can promise you this: if you learn to master these three, there is no dream beyond your reach. I was born in Cuba under the iron rule of Fidel Castro. When he came to power, one of his first acts was to take everything: homes, businesses, freedom. He even forced citizens to exchange all their money for his new currency. My father didn't trust him, so what did he do? He buried his money in the backyard. Yes, literally dug a hole under the cover of darkness. Because in Cuba, freedom was measured by the size of your shovel. One night, soldiers came to our shoe store, my father's livelihood. They pounded on the door with machine guns and demanded the keys. And just like that, in the blink of an eye, everything he built was gone. A few weeks later, while sitting with his cousin in the town square, soldiers opened fire to disperse the crowds. His cousin, sitting right next to him, was killed instantly. That was the day my parents decided, we must leave Cuba or we will die there. Thus, my parents planned our escape. With the help of a Canadian diplomat and that buried money, they bought tickets illegally to Mexico. But before leaving, Castro's soldiers came to our home to take inventory. Every fork, every plate, every piece of silverware. If one fork was missing, we would have been forced to stay. Can you imagine? Your entire future, your freedom, hanging on a missing fork? Well, we made it to Mexico, and after 6 long months, a church in Indiana sponsored us to come to the United States. My father worked 2 full-time jobs. My mother, a PhD-educated professor in Havana, moved 3 hours away to study English, starting from zero. And they made the hardest decision of their lives. They sent their only child, yes, me, to live with my grandparents in Missouri for 5 years. Can you imagine the courage it takes to say goodbye to your only child, not because you don't love him, but because you love him too much to let him share in your struggle? That, my friends, was my first lesson in delayed gratification. They sacrificed the present for a better future. As Brian Tracy once said, the ability to delay gratification in the short term in order to enjoy greater rewards in the long term is the indispensable prerequisite for success. So we're in America now, land of opportunity and endless distractions. I learned early that discipline was the price of every dream. During medical school at the University of Michigan, my best friend calls me. "Emilio, I've got Beach Boys tickets tonight. The only problem? I had a gross anatomy exam the next morning. Now tell me, what would you have done? I told him, "Oh, I appreciate it, my friend, but I have to study." He said, "Come on, you'll do fine, you're smart." And I said, "Yeah, but there's not a chance in hell I'll pass without memorizing the brachial plexus tonight." That night, I learned what Jim Rohn meant when he said, "Discipline is the bridge between goals and accomplishment." Discipline isn't about saying no to pleasure, it's about saying yes to purpose. It's like a muscle. The more you train it, the stronger it becomes. Now, discipline alone isn't enough. You also need resilience, the ability to bounce back, or should I say bounce forward, and its twin brother, positive obsession. Midway through my freshman year of high school, I developed one of the most severe cases of 𝗥𝗵𝗃 in the medical literature. I had a constant fever for a month and finally was hospitalized. Even in that hospital bed, I studied because I refused to let my reflection define my potential. 2 months and 3 surgeries later, I walked out. Scarred, yes, but unbroken. Confucius once said, "The greatest glory is not in never falling, but in rising every time we fall." People think obsession is bad, but when it's purpose-driven, it's rocket fuel. It's what made me graduate med school at 23, start a private practice at 27, and perform nearly 50,000 surgeries in my career. Resilience and obsession, they're the Batman and Robin of success. Now, my first TEDx talk, viewed over 7 million times, was about delayed gratification. It's based on the famous Stanford marshmallow experiment. 1 marshmallow now, or 2 later. The kids who waited grew up more successful because patience compounds like interest. When I was a med student, I bought $6 Michigan football tickets and scalped them for $50. I skipped the games so I could afford pizza and gas. Now today, I fly back twice a year and sit on the 50-yard line. That's delayed gratification at its finest. Good things come to those who wait, but better things come to those who work while they wait. My parents fled tyranny with nothing but courage. I faced hardships with discipline, obsession, and patience. Because of that, the son of refugees became a surgeon, a teacher, a speaker, a father and husband, and above all, a grateful and proud American. The Cuban triad is not just my story, it can be your strategy. So I challenge you today. Be disciplined enough to start what you've been postponing. Be resilient enough to rise when life knocks you down. And be patient enough to wait for the reward that truly matters. Your past doesn't define you. Your discipline does. Your setbacks don't limit you. Your resilience rebuilds you. And your waiting is never wasted. It's working behind the scenes. The choice is yours. I invite you to embrace this Cuban triad, to turn challenges into opportunities, transform potential into purpose, and master your own American dream. Because the American dream isn't a fantasy, it's a formula, and the formula begins with you. Thank you.